Well, hello. Hi. How is everyone this evening? I'm Mary Amy, and this is Living in the Light. And I'm all about shifting away darkness, guiding you to your truest potential, and cracking open that beautiful glowing light in your heart. And yes, it's Thursday evening in the Matrix Work Week. It is January 26th, 2023. And boy, is it an amazing year so far, isn't it? And I just want to share with you that I apologize. I didn't make a video last night. I had some personal issues. And for the last few nights, for whatever reasons, I'm not really quite sure. I don't know if it's just my environment, the energy coming onto the earth, all of this change. Do you sense there's a lot of change going on this earth? We've been going through that spiritual war, good and evil, and good has won. I was going to say evil. And so last night I was so tired. Yesterday I was tired, and so I had these personal issues, and I apologize that I missed last night. Bob Harding even commented he was worried about my last video and how there was a knock at the door, and no, that was my lovely neighbor, and they needed their key to get into their home. And last night I woke up at 4 o'clock in the morning. Are you waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning? And then I can't go back to sleep. And, it's so interesting. I'm someone that if I don't process what's going on during the day, either I can't sleep or I wake up in the middle of the night and I think. Now, today, I actually got up and then I went to the gym super early. And so now I'm exhausted, but I'm okay. Everything's wonderful. I've heard a lot of good news today. I keep track of what's going on out there, and it's not through the mainstream media because we know that's paid programming, right? And it's crisis, time, rushing in the matrix like we're robots, and follow the masses. Predictive programming. I follow other YouTubers and I look at information on Twitter and some social media. I follow some other truth seekers, not conspiracy theorists. They're rebels like I am who love a good mystery. And we're always traveling down the rabbit hole, traveling down until we uncover every bit of information, till we are satisfied that we know what's really going on. Now, anyone who's joining us, I hope you like the video and subscribe to the channel. I am Mary Amy, and I am actually 45 minutes outside of New York City, not too far. I live in a suburb, and in the town that I live in, it's a pretty financial area, and I'm pretty independent because I must be. I'm more of an artsy person, and everyone here is very much of a critical thinker. That did not persuade me to leave town because I love this town, and I love living near the water. I live near Long Island Sound, and that's how I take little videos in the morning of a sunrise. And, if I'm going through something, I go down to the water and I speak to the water and let it release it. Have you ever done that? That's one good way of letting go of some kind of low vibrational emotions that you have. Maybe if you have anger, sadness, fear, or anything in that range. And we've spoken about raising our vibration. We kind of want to just hug all of the negativity within us and hug everything that's bothering us and accept it within us. Because when we accept ourselves and love ourselves, then we can get on our mission, on our purpose. We can stay on our path. We can find our way, and we can have personal happiness and serenity. So let's get to it. And I'm so glad everyone, whoever's here, I apologize if I've been up and down with my time. I know I want to get here at 7 o'clock, and I know that it's difficult when we get into later hours for people to view. And if you've watched me, after I've been live and you watch a recast, that's posted on my YouTube channel, I'm very grateful. I'm so grateful for all of you that you're here with me. And we are just a little community of living in the light, and we're all about, I guess, finding our light and bringing light onto the earth. So tonight we have some topics like doomsday. Doomsday, that sounds kind of scary, like ha 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 ha, like Vincent Price would do one of his ha 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 ha, ha laughs. Vincent Price was an old-time actor, and he did a lot of black and whites, and he did those movies, if anyone knows about him. And he had this very very loud, scary kind of laugh. And he was in Abbott Costello movies, the Frankenstein movies, all of these very, I guess, spooky kind of old time spooky. Now spooky is just, I can't watch scary movies anymore. But anyway, Vincent Price, Doomsday, the Doomsday PSYOP. And we'll get into that. And information gaps. We have some of that going on right now. Are you experiencing information gaps? And we'll get into what that is. Farewell, old Earth. Goodbye. Goodbye, old Earth. We are bringing in this most beautiful piece on Earth right here. Anyone who's joining us, I hope you like the video and subscribe and write in the chat and tell me what's up with you, what's going on, and complete relaxation for telepathy. Because right now it is super important for me to relay to you details about finding your way into your clairvoyance and your telepathy. And the other evening, I guess it was Tuesday night, I spoke about clairvoyance. So if you want to take a look at that video, and I usually do things in the order of what I announce, and you can see it on the title. And so if you don't want to watch some of the topic, go to the middle or go to the end. And at the very end, after the first hour, I usually do psychic phenomenon, which is an exercise to bring out your clairvoyance, to bring out your ESP, and for you to tune in to yourself. That's what it's all about. We did not learn this. When we were growing up, going to school, you know what they should have had? They should have had telepathy school. We should have just gone to, maybe not even call it a school. We should have gone someplace that was in nature, and maybe there was tables set up, and we painted and we did art and we communicated and we expressed ourselves, and we learned how to do some basic things like grow a garden. I've spoken about growing a garden. I think that's where the world is going. We're all going to have gardens in our backyards. It's going to be about nature. It's going to be about having fun. And as we ascend to a higher consciousness, a higher vibration, a higher frequency, we're going to discover so much within us that we didn't even know. Because it was I always say you're kind of smashed down, you're compressed in this matrix, this simulation, this belief system. Have you ever thought and said to yourself, I was saying to one of my coworkers, she's a friend of mine at the matrix job that I have every day. And I said to her, yeah, hello. This is all made up. And she's looking at me and what? I said, this whole world is made up. Someone made up all the rules. It's just like anything. Imagine creating your own world. That's what someone did. And we were transported and we were put into it and we were birthed here. And then we had to kind of live in this existence. And it's been really bad. It's been dark. It's been traumatic. It's not fun. It's very dense. So we're also going to touch on, of course, I'm going to mention angels, celestial beings of light, and they're benevolent, and psychic phenomenon. Now, before we get to our topics, I'm going to remind you, as always, to write down your dreams when you wake up. When you woke up this morning, did you remember your dream? Or were you so exhausted like I was at 4 a.m.? I can't even remember. The night before, I remembered my dreams, and I'm having these dreams that I'm releasing something from my past, or actually I'm being given information that I didn't remember, maybe from a memory. When you have a lot of stress, have you ever experienced a lot of stress? When we were kids, hey, Craig, hello, great to see you too. Hey, Craig. Oh, no E? Craig. Well, Craig, I have this way about me that I butcher names, so I apologize. Everyone kind of knows that about me because I had a learning disability, so I'm not really good with pronunciations. What was I talking about? I was saying blah, 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 when we were, I don't remember now. I was talking about dreams, and yes, I do. And so we really had all of we didn't really have this time to be nurtured and discover what's within us. And when we have gone through stress, like when you're a kid and you take a test. Do you ever take a test when you're a kid and you're stressed out about it? I was never a good test taker. And you kind of freeze. That's what I think we've done for a lot of our time here. And that's caused our bodies to be worn out and stress really, really earlier than it should have been, because we're always stressed out, and we weren't really shown a way to have good foods, something to keep us healthy. And who knows what's even in the foods right now? They're talking about putting something in the foods. That one guy, Bill Gates, is talking about putting something in our foods even now, so everyone gets it. That guy, I think he needs to retire. I think he needs to go, put him somewhere where he's not helping humanity. He's basically trying to like cut our legs off. And there are those out there, and I've spoken about them. We're going to get into some of that with the doomsday. So write down your dreams. I'm suggesting that write down your dreams when you wake up, as soon as you wake up, because the information is going to come in, and you might have, like I am, solutions to my waking life. I'm being given solutions because it's getting me there faster. We don't have all of it. We need a little bit of help, and that's where divine energy comes in. Christ consciousness. We are all coming from a place that we're going to connect with cosmic energies. Our consciousness is all going to kind of be attached to each other or connected to each other, and we're going to share information. We're not going to share information on the internet or our phone anymore. We're going to do it mind to mind. That's why we're going to get into telepathy today. So it's write down your dreams, remember your boundaries. If you're going through something right now, if you're in a position, because if you're awake and like I am, there are those out there who aren't. Now, I'm going to share with you that evil has lost, and we only have good experience ahead of us. However, when we look out into the physical reality, it seems as though we're still suffering. We're still going through a lot of the same obstacles and challenges, and we can't really see the light at the end of the tunnel. But I'm going to share with you that there is light at the end of the tunnel, and you have so much ahead of you. And that's why we want to get into also reminding ourselves of our destiny. If we could see our destiny right in our hands right here. If you put your hands out and right in front of you, oh, look at that. What's in that? What are in the palm of my hands? And you want to visualize what's in your hands, in the palm of your hands. If you could, with all your senses, what do you see? What is it that you want? You're the only one that it really matters to. Now, if you're having a difficult time figuring that out, what it is you want, and you're saying, I'm not really sure. Well, that means you don't have enough information. Maybe you want to get out of writer's block. You might have writer's block. You know what writer's block is? It's when writers sit down and they can't seem to write a novel when they're supposed to, or do the work that they have, and they need something to kind of get them back onto their work, to be creative again. And you might have writer's block about your destiny. So my suggestion to you is, here's 2 suggestions. One is write down your 5 humongous goals. It's very cathartic to write things down. It comes out of your body through your through your fingertips onto the page. Write it down. Write 5 humongous goals down. Another would be to write down. I learned this. There's something called morning pages. And I can't for the life of me remember who came up with this. It may be later on when I'm not pressured to remember. And what it is every single day, you get a little notebook. And if you're going through something, because sometimes the members of our family or our friends, they get tired of hearing our stuff. Oh my gosh, another problem. And they don't want to hear it anymore. Write it down. When you get up, or sometime you have spare moments in your day, write down exactly what's bothering you. Now, you don't have to look at it and examine it and just focus on it. Just let it out of your system. Write it down. No punctuation, no grammar. Don't worry about if you spelled things correctly. Just let it out of your system and write it down. So if you're going through something and you feel as though you don't know what your destiny is, you don't know where you're going, what is my mission? Now, everything I do here with you all, hey, so glad you weren't abducted by an alien. Well, you know what? Aliens don't abduct us. Those days are over. What's going to happen is we're going to welcome them onto the earth, and we're going to welcome them, and we're going to be coexisting with extraterrestrials. But no, I know that was a bit of a joke, Bob Harding. I wasn't abducted. I'm never going to be abducted. I have my personal power. And, God bless anyone who messes with me. So 1 is write down your dreams. 2 is going to be a commitment to do your best, a good intention. Let's have a commitment to do our best, whatever that is. And then 3, I'm going to remind you how important and how powerful your thoughts are. Your thoughts are so powerful. Every single thought that you have matters because it's a charged impulse. There are emotions and feelings attached to every single thought you have, and you can create an outcome. You can change. You can predict events through your thoughts. So just be aware. Positive thoughts. What does that mean? Exactly what I'm saying. What does the word positive mean? It means hopeful. It means happy. It means, blessed. It means looking forward to something that makes you feel good. Don't we want to feel good? The old earth, we're going to get into old earth. Doesn't feel so good in old earth. They always say bittersweet. Forget about bitter. We don't want bitter anymore. We just want the sweet. We just want the sweet. Valentine's Day is coming, right? The little Valentine's Day, a heart. So Valentine's Day is coming, and that's sweet. All righty then. Well, I'm so glad you're all here. So Doomsday PSYOP. What is that? Well, it's called Judgment Day. Doomsday is called Judgment Day. And I know we've heard of that phrase, Judgment Day, many times. People said the end of the world is coming, Doomsday. Oh my gosh, the world is going to come crashing down. Maybe an earthquake and we're all going to cave in, or a tsunami or a flood or whatever it may be. So Doomsday PSYOP, it's Judgment Day. It's an anticipated or feared catastrophic event on a global scale. So it's across the whole entire globe. And I'll tell you why I'm bringing this up, because, there's a reason for everything that I'm sharing with you, and it's usually because it's something that's current. So a PSYOP is a psychological operation, and they did this in the military, and they still do it. And they use unconventional techniques, and there's a doomsday operation influence that is trying to alter our emotions and influence our emotions and our motives and the objective reasoning to induce or reinforce behavior perceived by favorable U.S. objectives. In other words, what's going on is they're trying to create this fear, doomsday. Oh, doomsday. Oh, I'm so scared. It's the end of the world. No, that's a PSYOP. So it's a psychological operation to create fear. It's kind of a propaganda. It's a way of targeting our emotions. And, they know we have our emotions, and I've shared with you fear. Fear is the number one killer, I guess you could say. And the number one fear across the globe is fear of death. So if you put it out there that something's going to cause someone to die, then everyone goes, oh, quick, don't do that, whatever it is. Now it's the media, flash, flash, flash. It's leaders saying it over and over, and it's repetitive. And I'm telling you this for you to be aware. And there's a famous PSYOP, a famous PSYOP would be in 1965, NASA designed these cloth patches to identify missions worn by NASA astronauts. So then everyone was like, oh, and you knew it. You saw this little patch and it had all the different missions they wore. Now, did we land on Earth? I don't know. Stanley Kubrick said in before his death, he shared that he had shot videos and we didn't really land on the moon. So go figure. Now, I'm bringing up Doomsday PSYOP because if anyone was paying attention to the news, the mainstream media, which I don't. However, I heard the word Doomsday, and then for some reason it came up. There's this famous, infamous clock. It's called the Doomsday Clock. And it's this enormous clock. And these very important people stand by it, and they are standing there basically in front of it, next to it, and it's been around since 1947, and it was moved forward on Tuesday. And why did they move the dial forward? They moved there. It's basically the Doomsday Clock, like we're bringing Doomsday, the world is going to end, and people are deciding to move the clock. It's not like it's happening by nature or a divine act. It's literally people stand there and say, "Oh, it's Doomsday," and they move the clock towards 12. So, midnight or noon or whatever you want to call it. So they moved it on Tuesday, 90 seconds to midnight, due to the worries over the Russian threat of war. Now, is there going to be a war? Hey, Alexandra Morel, thank you for joining us from New York. So glad you're here. I was wondering if you're going to come tonight. And we are hearing the next thing, the next scare tactic, the next fear of our death, our future death, the end of the world, our extinction, our termination, is this war that with Russia. And is this going to affect us in US? Now, isn't this more propaganda? Isn't this more fear-based programming? Isn't it more crisis? So I'm sharing this with you because I think it's a little strange to me. I start to wonder who's listening to this, who's believing all this. Why aren't people using their own heads? We say we have this tube. We've been living on this planet Earth, and for decades, everyone in this civilization, this physical reality out there, and all the structures of the military, the education, the medical, the history, the 9-to-5 work week, the 12 months out of the year, there should be 13. We've all been trained. We're like circus performers. We've been trained to believe that this belief system that we're giving life, that's funneling into our brains, all of these belief systems. What's your thoughts and what's someone else's thoughts? Do you ever have any of your own thoughts? Have you ever conceived one of your own thoughts, or is everything programmed into you? In other words, everything you say is someone else told you, or you heard it on the news, or you heard it from a TV show? What came from yourself, from your heart, from your spirit? What came from you? That's what we want to get. We want to cut this off and leave it on the side of the road because it's endangering our sanity. It's endangering us where we're going to make bad decisions. And that's why we are here. Hey, Anna Witter. Hi, thanks for joining us, AW. We're going to have that double date, aren't we? And I'm sharing this with you to give you some reassurance that you're okay, you're safe. So this doomsday PSYOP, this propaganda, this made-up psychological warfare is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. We don't want to focus on that. We want to turn inward. We want to become very acquainted, and this is how you're going to rise. We did an exercise the other evening. I guess it was Tuesday night, and it had a huge impact on me. I don't know if it had a huge impact on you. And I spoke about going deep, deep down. We relaxed, and I said, go to your bottom. Go to your bottom. And I want you to spark Imagine a spark of light. And we grew it and expanded that all the way through your entire being, through your soul, your spirit, your heart, your mind, every single bit of you. And it had a huge impact on me. I think it cleared me out. And then I cried a bunch and I couldn't stop crying yesterday. And I had a memory and I had a it was very upsetting dream. However, it was informative and it told me something I didn't know. And maybe it was not necessarily of this physical reality. It was something that I connected to on another level, another realm. But what I'm sharing with you is it's about you. You're a worthy being of light. Focus, turn inward, learn all about what makes you tick. Everything about yourself, and embrace all of you and love yourself, because you are a beautiful, advanced being of light. Okay, so since 1947, they used this imaginary, well, it's a real clock, but I mean, it's ridiculous, this doomsday clock as a metaphor for the likelihood that we'll blow ourselves up. And now they're claiming it's climate change and nuclear risk. The origin of the clock, researchers called the Chicago atomic scientists who participated in the Manhattan Project. They were about nuclear war, the Manhattan Project. So they've now created this fear again, more fear. You know, if it's not one virus, it's another thing. It's this and that. It's take this medicine. Now it's a doomsday clock. Imagine that. And they're pushing the dial so that we hit 12. No, we're not, nothing's happening. We're actually going to the new earth and we're going to get to that. It's pretty exciting. It's good news. We're going to come out of our homes and we're going to hug one another. So PSYOPs motivate through emotions. Now they might use music or sound, so be aware of that. And what I mean by that is, you know, maybe they have a jingle, maybe they have a song or music attached to a way of persuading you to pay attention or kind of make it real for yourself. So keep that in your mind. Acknowledge that. Know this. So they target a group with propaganda and messages to persuade you. So just be aware of that. That's all that. Hey, Down Under, good evening. Boy, what I'm finding out is 7 o'clock is the time to be here. 7:30. Everyone's still watching. I'm actually still, people are finding me, which is great. And I'm so glad you're all here. Well, the problem right now, it's not a big problem, but it's an issue. And I'm finding it to be an issue. I don't know if you are. I'm finding it to be an issue that there's this information gap. And it's just exactly what it means exactly what I'm saying. There is a breakdown of insight, strong data versus failure of information. We don't know what to believe. So we're kind of going for, hey, Tommy, thanks for joining us from the country. Hello, how are you? Good evening. So glad everyone's here. This information gap that we're experiencing is we just don't know who to listen to, who's right, who's wrong. So what I'm going to share with you is the best thing you can do is trust your gut. If you sense, this doesn't seem so on the up and up, whether it's in person, someone's telling you, they're whispering in your ear, or they're just announcing it to a group, I would say go with your gut, go with your intuition. You have this within you. You know, we say that we have a meter within us, and it's a lie detector test. You have a human lie detector test within you. If you are tuned in and you're really aware and you're very clear, you're grounded, you're paying attention, you're standing back, you're observing, you have a lie detector test within you. You can tell automatically, and I have some very close people around me that are so much able to know whether or not someone is lying or not. And my wife wanted to catch up on Cobra Kai series. Well, good for you. Good for you. Martial arts. That's a good way. That's a way to tune into your center and to have focus. So An information gap is not a coordinated effort to receive from reliable sources. We don't have reliable sources right now, do we? We are basically having to question a lot. Now you can find your way, and I found my way to listen to certain individuals out there. Maybe they're YouTubers, maybe they're on social media, maybe they're friends. I don't look at news source like a magazine or a newspaper, because I know that whoever the advertiser is or whoever owns that, I know we've spoken about BlackRock, they own so much of the networks out there, and they're part of the deep state. We kind of have to go to an outside source. That's why right now television has less viewers than some of these YouTube channels. Some of these YouTube channels have, 250,000 views, and they can't get that on some major news networks because people know their lie detectors test within them is going off. Bing, 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 bing. And they said, this is BS. Heck no, that's not true. And they turn it off. And also it kind of gives you a headache because I don't know what kind of frequency they're sending through there. So what can we say that we do know? Notably, we are in the middle of extreme events happening, and it's good. We have some good stuff coming. We know that there's a lot of positive events going on, and I'm going to share. The financial system is failing. Is that good news? I believe so. I believe so because, I was speaking to someone in the Matrix today, and I was saying that I heard about this quantum financial system, and that the banks are going to be done, and we are going to be done with the IRS, and it's going to change form to this quantum, and it's going to shift to another, I guess, how can we say entity? What you have, meaning what you're not going to have money like cash. You're going to have another value, something of another, like either gold, silver, something. And it's going to be it's going to be decided what your value is based on your character, your integrity, your heart. It's not going to be based on how much you stole from someone, or if you've committed crimes. If you've committed crimes, apparently you're not going to be worth a whole heck of a lot. There's arrests coming. The mainstream media has an inaccurate portrayal of what's happening. Who do we trust? What source is fair? Off the major networks, where should we go? We should kind of look on our own and try to find some of those out there who we believe, we sense have information that is more accurate and more free thinking. I've heard the black hats. Now, the black hats are those that are false lights. They're in the deep state, and they've long been in power, and they've lost confidence and dominion. And the white hats are now in power. This is what I've heard. And the white hats are exactly that. White, light, they're light beings. They are for the best of humanity, and they've coordinated events so that they are now in power. They say Elon Musk is a white hat. They say some of the major government organizations have been taken over by the white hats, and those that are in the deep state have been taken down. Now, I know it's going to take time for us to see in the physical reality, but we already are, aren't we? We don't see them so visible anymore. We know that, Nancy P. stepped down. She had that event or that situation with her husband. He got into some trouble there. And we know that we don't really see much of the ex-presidents anymore. There's been a lot of these suddenly passed away, which I don't know what's happening with that, and these heart attacks and these blood clots and this cancer. That's a whole other issue. But to move forward with the information gaps, I would say that it's the end of the IRS is coming. The Federal Reserve, we spoke about the walls around the Federal Reserve, the walls around the Capitol. It looks as though something is taking place, and I know it is. I'm telling you, it is. There's definitely some signs. I'm speaking about certain topics here that I had fear that I couldn't before, and I am, which tells me right now that I can intuitively know that it's safer for me to say something. We're going to no longer have credit card debt. This is what's coming, or mortgage debt. It's going to be the removal of certain leaders across the globe and a new financial system, this quantum. So be aware that these are all possible avenues that we're going to take, and it's exciting. And there's going to be healing techniques. So if you're not well, there's going to be ways to repair and heal yourself through frequency and energy methods. There's going to be the cancellation of GMOs, the end of damage to our environment, where water, air, fire, and earth. And, that's a lot. That's a lot of what's harmed us. So I don't know if I have a picture, but I did. I mean, up until now, I always speak about, how can we, I guess, live longer, I want to say, and how can we heal ourselves? Because that's really my road, my plan is to be here as long as I possibly can. I have so much I want to experience. And, earth, water, air, and fire, we haven't really been taking care of that. Now, I'm not saying you and I haven't, but the policies on the globe have been abusing our earth and really harming our environment, what's in the water. And I know I'm not trying to sound like a preacher about this, but seriously, what are we drinking? What's in the water? Is there plastics in the water? Is there ingredients in our food that we shouldn't be eating? I'm not quite sure. I'm not a scientist. I don't have a laboratory to test things, but I'm sensing if all of this is a bunch of lies and garbage and deceit and lawlessness, then everything else must be as well. And it breaks my heart, to be honest with you. I spoke about those who take advantage of the weak or the honest, and apparently those beings out there that use us because they want to get something, those other human beings, if they're human beings, in fact, 50% of what they say are lies, or 50% of those that pretend to be in authority position are lies. And we go into situations believing and trusting, and we get backstabbed or we get hurt, and we just don't understand, and it breaks us down just a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more. And before you know it, we're just so exhausted. We're just trying to get through each day. And I know we have moments of happiness. I'm not saying we don't, because we are beautiful beings of light. But really, on a day-to-day basis, it's exhausting. And I'm looking forward to the new earth where we come out of our homes and we hug one another and we just live in a place of peace, and we're not always struggling to try to compete with everyone else. So let's look forward to, I guess, finding our way and trusting our hearts. And it's really a moment to say, farewell, old earth, farewell, bye, so long, farewell. It's that from that scene in The Sound of Music, so long, farewell, old earth. And I'm referring to the earth that we've been living in, this civilization, this physical reality. When you go into your town, or you go to your place of work, or you get in your car and you drive somewhere, that's what I'm referring to. We're leaving that. We're leaving all of these thought systems, all of these belief systems, all of these ideas that we have known that we were basically programmed. It's the only reality, and it's not. So we're saying goodbye, farewell, old earth. And we are leaving this plane of existence, and we are going through a portal. If you can imagine a grand door, it's a gateway to the other side. And what's on the other side? On the other side is glory. It's light. It's love. It's a new beginning. And we are embarking on this journey together, this adventure, and it's so exciting. And so we're saying goodbye. See you later. It's concluding. We're leaving. And the rivalry, the suffering, the control, the pressure to consume goods for economic wellness. I mean, I remember when we were going through the last few years, they'd say, go out there and spend your money. Consumerism. What the heck? Then they're saying we don't have enough money. Go spend your money. What is that? Consumerism. Who made that important? Buy whatever you want. If you don't want to buy anything, don't buy it. This attachment to material goods and possessions and values. We believe that materialism is so important. Oh my gosh, I have the most expensive pen and my headband. Wow. It's highly impressive, isn't it? Look at this headband. That's what we were brought up to believe, that all these possessions and what you look like and what you do for your job is the most important thing. That's ridiculous. That's malarkey. What's most important is our DNA, what's inside of you. That's the goods. That's the gold. Your gold. Don't listen to the other stuff. It doesn't matter what you have. It doesn't matter what you look like. It doesn't matter where you live or what you do. You matter. You matter. And that's where we're going. That's where the new earth is going. We're saying goodbye, old earth. You got anybody who wants to stick around, stick around. I'm going to the new earth. I'm headed on out. Elsa and I, I'm picking up Elsa, and we're going to the new earth. We're leaving the old earth, because the old earth to me is like, ugh, disgusting. It's just a bunch of junk and garbage and trauma and pain. It's a lot of pain and suffering. I want to get out of the old earth as soon as possible. And I hope you join me there. Together, we can get to the new earth. We can leave the old earth. It's how we think. We're creating this new reality. So a new era is unfolding. The spiritual war is won. The angelic celestial beings have fought against sinister parasites. We are light workers. We're star seeds. We are the white hats. I think part of us, maybe we're the white hats too. We are together. Our energy, our focus, our concentration is bringing upon the light. You know, how it is one of us versus 1,000 of them. We have that much light within us that we can conquer all the darkness and 1,000 dark forces. Yes, we can. So the black hats, the Mr. Smiths, the deep state, the bloodlines, the secret societies are done for. They're done for. The old earth, goodbye. We're leaving you. Our shift is almost complete. Now, I know it's already happened. I've seen it in the angelic realm. I knew months ago that it happened, but me, I'm human as well, like you are. And it's very difficult because you feel very alone in this mindset. And I'm saying, well, nobody else knows what's going on, but I do. And, you're trying to convince yourself, because it's difficult when you're a one-man show, just trying to convince yourself it's over. The bad stuff's going to be over. It's going to be over for good. So we're leaving the three-dimensional timeline, the dense energies, and we're going to crystalline light, the 5-dimension. Together, we're the first timeline rivals. We are here. The celestial angelic beings. Here's a picture. This is a beautiful picture, isn't it? And here's angels. This is what they say angels look like, with all these heads. And I think that's Jesus Christ up there. He has light beaming all around him. And then look at that. It's basically a dream. It's a beautiful dream, isn't it? And that's where we're going. We're going to a beautiful dream. We're going to be in nature. We're going to spend more time in nature, find our purpose, find our passions. So we are about to undergo, or we've started to undergo, maybe you already experienced it yourself, a very extreme change within your mind, body, and your spirit. You're not going to feel like yourself. And don't fight it. Just let it happen. Accept it. No more dark energy, negativity. Negativity cannot survive anymore. So an experience predominantly felt within huge physical impact. As you open yourself to this new belief system, overwhelming feelings of space. You will feel more space within you because all of your old ideas and thoughts and systems, as they leave, it's basically a blank slate. You have to, with your own thoughts, create this new reality for yourself. Now, that sounds a little strange, doesn't it? What exactly does she mean? What I mean is, when something old leaves, when something changes form, it starts over. It starts over like a mound of clay. You know, when you make a piece of pottery, or you make something with clay and you're mushing it around, even Play-Doh. I've been around some Play-Doh lately, and it comes in a little can. I love the way it smells. You take it out of the can and you mush it around, and maybe you make designs with it, whatever it does. We are like the Play-Doh. We are like the clay. We are being molded. We are molding ourselves with our thoughts, our emotions, our senses, our feelings, our new ideas that we have within us. Acceptance. So you're going to have detachment. You're going to begin to detach, maybe detach from certain situations. And I'm not saying this is going to be easy. I'm not saying any of what I'm relaying to you is easy. I'm giving you examples of what's going to happen and how you're going to feel, because I've already undergone this myself, a lot of this. And so I know. And it's difficult for me. Some days I just feel like crying because I'm letting go of so much. I'm detaching. And other days I have bursts of energy. And other days I say, oh, the grind of the matrix, get me to the new earth. We're going to have more purity within us, more love, more hope. And you're no longer going to feel comfortable in the old earth. You won't want to be there anymore. You're going to really be ready for this new earth, this new civilization. And if you can keep your mind there and your heart there in love, compassion, forgiveness, and lose fear, lose all the negative low vibration. We spoke about that victimhood, shame. We said that your frequency is 20. Love and joy, 1,000. We want to be at love and joy. I want to be at 1,000. I'm going to shoot for the top, aren't you? We're going to shoot right out of the ceiling. We're going to shoot into the sky. We're going to shoot for 1,000. Love. When you go to sleep at night, be in love. Think of someone that you have love for, and that's how you go to sleep. Bring it forward more and more and more out of your system. So the new earth, heaven on earth, and it's going to begin to feel like home. I don't know if you ever felt like this was home. Now, I don't know if I shared with you that when I was a child, I always thought I was adopted. I always looked for my adoption papers. I never felt like I belonged. I was what's called the black sheep, and I've mentioned in the past the dark horse. The dark horse is the least likely candidate to win the race, and we are dark horses, and we are winning the race. And that's what I always felt like. I always felt like I was behind. I was always the smallest one. I was a petite little girl, and my nickname was Mary Sunshine. That's what my family called me. My father called me Mary Sunshine, because I woke up every day, hi. And I know it's difficult, but I'm going to say to you that we have to find the hope within us, and we are going to get there together. So here we are. And today's my last night. I'll be back again Monday night. I should be back Monday, and I'll prepare for that. So I am back Monday night. All right, so before we get on to complete relaxation for telepathy, I'm just going to show you a picture of angels, because I want to not forget angels. They're beings of light. So here's some warriors fighting evil. I think this is a representation of evil right here, this dragon, and that's a warrior, celestial, benevolent, angelic being. And the angels are here. There's archangels around us, traveling on the globe. There's hundreds upon thousands, possibly millions, ascending and descending from the heavens, and they're here to protect humanity. They're here to guide us. If you hear a thought drop into your brain to get you out of the way of danger, an angel, you might see angel numbers, signs of angels. These angels are carrying this woman to safety. Now, I know in fine arts we see them with wings and halos. I know that there's a possibility out of the corner of your eye, you see some sparks of light. It's an angel. You might see angel orbs. When I've done some videos in the past, there's angel orbs traveling around me. I've had that quite a few times. And you can see them on video. It's interesting. You can't see them with your eye, your naked eye, but you can see them on video, especially if you slow down the video. Okay, so we're going to get into telepathy. We're not at the 1 hour mark, but when we get to the 1 hour mark, we're probably going to do some exercises. But let me explain to you the best way to discover and learn about telepathy is through relaxation. Apparently, we can ask angels to help us raise our vibration. I believe that's true. Now, have you been hearing any ringing in your ears if you've awakened? I know someone very close to me shared that they heard angels speaking to them, and it was this sound, and she'd ask a question, and she would hear it was a tone, it was a sound, it wasn't a voice, it was it was some kind of voice, and she said it was angels. I know. And then she'd ask a question, they'd pause, and then they'd come back with information, but she didn't know what they were saying. So yes, I do believe that we can ask angels to help raise our vibration, and probably just being around angels will raise our vibration, because angels are beings of light. And how do you raise your vibration? You raise your vibration coming from a place of love, meditation, gratitude. We went through them, I guess, Tuesday night, how to raise your vibration. So complete relaxation for telepathy. That's what we're going to get into now. Relaxing the mind, body, spirit to receive direct communication from another being not typically used by thoughts, feelings, and emotions of another. It's not the ordinary channels of sensation. Usually we decide, we receive information, someone's communicating it by speaking to us. We're not receiving information normally. Maybe you and I are because we've been practicing. But out in the other parts of the civilization, the physical reality, the matrix, most receive information from a telephone call or a letter, or someone's conversing with them in person. You can receive information mind to mind. And we're going to explain exactly how to do that. We're going to walk through the steps, and we're going to do this together. And it's kind of interesting. So if you want to hang on and go through this with us. So to know another's mind by extrasensory perception, direct transference. It's thought transference from another source. And I do this because it's not coming from me. And that would be, for example, I'm at my job in the matrix, and I am all of a sudden, I have a flash of information. Maybe it's a memory, maybe it's a smell of a food or a taste of a food, or I hear something, but it has nothing to do with me. It's unrelated to me. So I look around. Now, in the past, I didn't really know what that was, but now when that happens, I say, excuse me, to whoever's standing next to me, and I tell them what I experienced, what sensations, what information I received, and they say, oh, well, I was thinking about that, or I'm making that for dinner, or I just am going to do that. Whatever it is, it's usually related to the person around me. So know that's a possibility. And that's direct transference because maybe they're close by and I'm receiving it. I'm also an empath and I absorb energy and emotions. And that could be it. Whatever it may be, I just might be open. Anyone who's joining us, I hope you like the video and subscribe to the channel if you like it. And we can read other people's minds because we have neurons that act as automatic mirrors. Now, long distance, there was a study done about long distance in 2014 conducted by psychiatrist Carls Graw, and he found brain communication is possible. One person thinking words in India could communicate to a person in Spain. Now, I'm aware of this because I've done remote healing. I've worked as a Reiki master and a healer, and I do remote work with the person's picture, where they are, their name, their birth date, and I can do healing on them. So I'm aware of this, but I don't know if this is common for you to have this knowledge. So you can reduce stress through relaxation. So we are going to really relax, and then we're going to go through some steps of telepathy together. Is this going to take a long time? It's going to take a few minutes. So if you can hang on and be patient, it's going to be beneficial to you, because if you're doing any of the psychic phenomenon, maybe some of what I say is going to stick, and you might make this part of your experience on a regular basis if you are practicing psychic phenomenon with me or on your own, or telepathy or ESP, which is kind of all in the same realm, right? So we want to reduce stress through relaxation. It's going to slow our heartbeat, lower our blood pressure, slow our breathing rate down, improve digestion, improve focus and mood, and we will also receive information easier. It's like when you're relaxed. For example, when you go to sleep at night, if you've opened up your channels within you for your psychic phenomenon, you might begin to have spirits, or those who have passed, or angelic beings. Someone's mentioned angels come into your view when you have your eyes closed, or come into your dream state because you're so relaxed. So if we relax ourselves during our exercise today, you might just receive more information. Plus, you might learn to get to a different state of relaxation. And in the future, you can just tune in and go there that quick, like this fast. Just say, oh, I'm there. It won't take all these steps. This is just practice. Okay, now, this is what we're going to do together. So I'd like everyone to do this with me. So we're going to unblock, cross our legs or our arms, and we're going to just do some tension and release in all our muscle groups to start, because we are doing complete relaxation for telepathy tonight. Thank you for joining us. I'm Mary Amy. So we're going to do all of our muscle groups to relax so that we can relay, and we can allow more impressions to come through, more sensations to come through when I give this suggestion. Okay, so let's maybe, tense up your arms, tense up your hands, tense everything up. Tense up your legs, tense them up. Tense up your body, let go. Tense up, let go. Move your head around, your jaw around, your neck. Move around. I always say a rag doll. This is a little bit more advanced than that, a little bit more detailed than that. So we're just tensing and letting go, tensing and letting go. All right. Hope everyone's a little bit more relaxed. And now we are going to repeat some words to relax. You can have your eyes open or your eyes closed. For example, you might say, quiet, and say them out loud. Quiet, peaceful, words that are very calming. So calming, slow release. We want to repeat words to relax. So let go, whatever it is that will help you to relax. And breathe out. And now I'd like you to close your eyes, and I'd like you to imagine, as you're saying these words, a peaceful setting. Maybe it's a beach. Maybe it's a green field. Whatever it is for you. A relaxing scene, and say some words. Maybe it's a waterfall. So you could say them out loud, whatever. So for me, I'm just sharing my personal experience because I give examples. I'm visualizing in my mind's eye, because I'm relaxing, a beach scene. And so I'm on the beach, and I'm going to use all my senses. I'm on the beach, and my feet are in the sand, and my toes are wiggling in the sand, and it's a hot, warm day, and the sun is beaming on me, and I feel very comfortable here. And the water is receding, and it's coming into the sand and going back out, and it's coming in and going back out. And it's just a very quiet day on the beach. And so what am I hearing? What are you hearing? I'm hearing birds. I'm hearing the water. I'm feeling the sunshine, all of your senses. This is how we're relaxing for telepathy. What am I seeing? Okay, so we're just, whatever it is you want, you visualize your own scene. Okay, and now do you feel a little bit more relaxed? And we are going to now together send some telepathic messages. Okay, so as normal, I'm going to say, let's just drop down into our senses. We've relaxed our body. We're pushing away, any thoughts that are distracting us. And we are going to send a telepathic message. We're going to close our eyes. What I'd like you to do is I'd like you to visualize a person that you would like to send a message to. Someone that you know. I'd like you to visualize them. I'd like you to close your eyes, and I'd like you to imagine the person sitting in front of you. Anyone you choose, someone who you would like to send a telepathic message to, is sitting in front of you. So you're going to visualize this person. You're going to visualize in your mind, in your senses, you're going to visualize their color of their eyes, the color of their hair, the length of their hair, their weight, their height, the way they sit, and then the way they stand. And you are visualizing this person with your eyes closed in front of you. So you can choose whether or not they're sitting down or standing up. I'm going to do it with you right now. Even though I'm going to recite some of these steps, I'm going to still try to do it with you. So I would like to have the experience as well. I'm going to send someone I know. I'm going to pick, let's see, who do I want to choose? Okay, I know who I want to choose. All right, so I'm seeing the person in front of me, and they're sitting. My person is sitting. And I'm looking at all their physical attributes. And now I'd like you to call to mind the feeling that you experience when you interact with them. So what do you feel like when this person is around you? So they're sitting or standing in front of you. What is the feeling that you get? Evoke that feeling. Remember what it feels like when they're in your presence. This is interesting. I've never done this, and I got the feeling of that person. I've never imagined this. Okay, so you're imagining the feeling. You feel the emotion as if they're present. You focus on these feelings. Believe you are creating a connection. So create a connection. They're sitting in front of you. You're seeing them or standing in front of you. And you are now feeling what it's like for them to be here. Now create a connection with them. So you're creating a connection with your feelings. Now focus on one simple image or word and visualize details, what it looks like, what it's like to touch or feel it, and imagine it. So come up with something, a word or an image, and imagine it. And now imagine transmitting the message to the person. So you're going to transmit it. You're going to have a clear mental image, and you're going to imagine the message traveling to the person. So let's do that right now. I'm going to be quiet. You're going to imagine it traveling to the person, whatever it is that you decided to send them. So you see it in front of you, and you're sending it to this person who's right in front of you. Now I'd like you to imagine what their expression is and how they react to getting this. You're giving them something. You're giving them an image, or you're saying a word to them. What is their reaction so that you can fully send it to them? And what's their look when they receive it on their face? Okay, so there we go. We sent someone. I don't know how it went for you. I don't know if you had some difficulty with any of this, or it was smooth sailing for you. You went through this. It was easily done for you. I don't know. And I guess we'll find out. We'll find out next time you speak to them. Ask them if maybe they'll tell you on their own if it worked. They'll say to you, "Oh, I had this thought." And if they don't, ask them, did you get any sense about me, or did you receive anything from me? You ever think about me? See what they say. And if you sent them a telepathic message, we will find out if you did direct transference of impressions, because that's what it is. There you go. So what we want to do is, in the future, if you want to send a telepathic message, we're going to learn to do this because we're relaxing more and more. We're coming into ourselves. When you have more of an ability to be yourself, you have more self-confidence. You have more acceptance for yourself. You don't feel um, I guess, bad about yourself like you used to. For me, I've come to a place that I'm more accepting of myself, and I don't doubt myself. I don't think you should doubt yourself. You're on your way. You're learning. You're on your way. Okay, so let's get in, because we hit the 1 hour mark. We went through our topics today, which were Doomsday PSYOP. Doomsday, the world is ending, Judgment Day. No, it's not. That's ridiculous. It's all made up. It's propaganda. It's a psyop. It's psychological warfare. It's an operation that they do to affect us through our emotions, because they like to scare us and bring fear so they can control us. Keep trying to control us. And then we did information what was it, information gaps, because we have information gaps right now. We don't know what to believe and who to believe it from. So really just trust your intuition. You have a knowing within you. You know what's real and what's not. You have a personal lie detector test within you. Someone walks up to you and you say, I don't think so. Go along with that. What's your first response, your first impression? Don't try to talk yourself out of it. Believe in yourself. You have the information within you. We said farewell to old Earth. Hello, New Earth. Hello, New Earth. Welcome to the fifth dimension. And then we just did complete relaxation for telepathy. Okay, let's practice some psychic phenomenon. I mean, we kind of did some just now. However, we've been doing some little steps here and there. And then we send either a message, we go to another realm. We've been practicing our chakras, where our chakras are. Here's a picture of our chakras, and we were engaging with our chakras beyond our crown chakra, the top of our head, 12 inches, 12 inches, 12 inches, 12 inches. And there are these chakras that go all the way up. I think it's cosmic chakra, galactic chakra. And then we have underneath our feet, I think it's called earth chakra. I don't know. I'll get back into the chakras next week. So today, right now, we're going to do a little exercise of psychic phenomenon before we go. And again, I'll be back on Monday. I'm here. I'm going to really try to do the 7 o'clock because that seems to be of more value to everyone. All right, so let's close our eyes if we choose to. Now, the other day, we practiced clairvoyance. And we spoke about opening up our third eye, about imagining that it's a doorway, visualizing it's a doorway. If you want to do that today, start with that. Start with imagining that you have a doorway right here and you're connecting to another realm. Now, I'm going to practice with my clairaudience, my hearing. And we can always do your touch. You can do your claircognizance. You can do your clairsustenance, your feeling, your clairgustinance, your I forget what the other one is. Here's the little chart. Let's see. Clairgustinance is tasting and clairolfactance is smelling. So here's the little chart for clairvoyance, if you can see that. All right, so let's walk through it right now. So we're going to relax. We're going to let go. We're like a rag doll. Be like a rag doll. And anyone who's joining us, I hope you like the video and subscribe to the channel. So we're relaxing and we're pushing away any thoughts because this isn't about thinking. This is about tuning into our senses. What are we receiving? How are we being impacted? What kind of information from another source are we gathering? There's data to be gathered. So we let out a breath. We're like a rag doll. We let go. We push away. Now we drop down. We surrender to our senses. We drop down as if you're dropping a little puzzle piece into a kid's puzzle, one of those big wooden puzzles. That's what we're doing. We're dropping down and making physical contact. So we're really aware of our senses. And we're tuning into, what are we hearing? What are we smelling? What are we tasting? What are we seeing in our third eye? What are we touching? How does our heart feel? We tune into all of this. We have focus and we have concentration. And so I'm going to make a suggestion. You pick one of your clairsenses, or two if you like. I usually pick my clairaudience, my hearing, and I'll choose my sense of feeling. And I'm going to make a suggestion. I'm going to be quiet and let's see what impressions you receive. Maybe a mental picture, maybe a sound, maybe an image. Maybe you'll channel to another realm. All right, so we've relaxed. We've dropped down into our senses. I'm making a suggestion. I'm making a suggestion that you have gone back in time. So you've gone back in the past to a moment that you were hurt. And that's the suggestion. You're going back to the moment. Let's see what information you receive. Let's see if you can come make an observation. So you're going back to a time, a place, something that hurt you. And I'm going to be quiet and let's see what impressions you receive. Okay, so I don't know what you received. I don't really want to get into what I received because it was, when something bad's happened, we don't really want to share it. It's not that I have shame, but it's personal. But what I did receive, I can tell you, is that I saw it from a different perspective because it was when I was a child, and I saw it's interesting doing the telepathy exercise. I think I brought new information in that I wouldn't normally have received. So I think for me, this relaxation today definitely improved my psychic phenomenon. I could hear my voice. I could hear what was going on. I could see vividly, but mostly I got the emotions that came from me and this other person. And I don't know what if this happened for you. I don't know if this was of any improvement for your psychic phenomenon doing this exercise prior, but for me it did. And I think, and I believe that every single step we take, I say it's baby steps, little baby steps, every single step that we take towards exploring a different part of ourselves is beneficial. And I did go today to the suggestion of something, not maybe something bad that happened to you, because I want us to embrace everything and also look at it so we can take away its power. Sometimes when we've had, and I know for myself in my past, I had an experience that hurt me. I would go when it ever crossed my path again. It would make me upset. And if we look at situations that happen in our lives and we observe and we come back and we're not, I guess, receiving it in an offhanded manner or by accident or like in the neck, or maybe we'll get through it easier, because we want to get through it and come out the other side so it's not blocking us from our destiny. It's not blocking us from our successes or opportunities, because I know we are the dark horse and we're going to win the race, and I want good things for you, and I'm here giving suggestions and help. And one day we're probably going to meet each other and say, hey, remember when I was doing those videos and you were paying attention? We were talking on chatting and we were there together. Our energy was together, because I do feel everyone's energy. And I'm very grateful and appreciative that you're here with us. Moving forward, here we are. We're about to embark on the weekend. And I won't be back tomorrow because I have some personal situations, and I realized it's better just Monday through Thursday. And I know I missed last night and I apologize. Let's imagine this weekend that we spend time doing something that we love. Take a moment to relax, take a moment to have fun, and start to build, I guess, an inner side of you. And you know what? Before we go, we're going to do something, because I was going to go, but let's just do one quick thing. We did it the other day and we're going to do it again. I think it's a good idea. So let's relax, let out a breath like a rag doll, like I said. And okay, so we're relaxed. We're pushing away any thoughts. And I would like you to imagine going deep, deep, deep down inside of you, going down as far as you can go, down to the bottom of you. Reach to the bottom of what you are. Now, I don't know what that means to you. I don't know if it means in your physical body, if it means a space that I can't really describe. I don't know if it's in your imagination. Whatever it is, maybe it's in your heart. I want you to go down as far as you can go until it seems as though you've reached your bottom. Now, this was very difficult for me the other day to see the bottom of me. And as I go down, I'm going down, 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 down. I don't know where it ends. What I'd like you to do when you do reach the bottom of you, whatever that is, I'd like you to see at the very bottom of you a spark of light, a spark of light. And it's sparking at the bottom of you. and it's spinning. It's starting to spin, and it's letting out sparks, and it's illuminating the bottom of you, and it's filling up with light. And you're allowing it and you're accepting it to fill up with light. You're filling up with light, and there's spark of light, and it's expanding. And it's filling up all the sides of you, all your boundaries, whatever that means to you. This is a personal experience. It's going to be different for everyone. There's no right or wrong answer. It's whatever works for you. Let's try to just imagine this spark of light at your bottom, and it's starting to expand, and it's spinning. Sparks are spinning, and it's growing. It's starting out the size of a coin, like maybe a quarter, and it's just expanding, and it's filling you from the bottom up, and it's filling all the way until it's coming up, and you start to feel it in your physical body. You can start to feel that this spark of light has grown, and it's filling so this light is filling you. Like basically it's filling from your toes up through your legs, whatever it is. Maybe it's your spirit it's filling, whatever it is to you. It's filling you, and it just keeps filling and expanding, and the light is spinning and growing bigger and larger. And it's just, you feel this immense relief and lightness within you. And it's an unrecognizable feeling. It's something that you haven't felt. Can you imagine what this energy feels like within you? Does it have a vibration? Does it have a color to it? What does it look like? Does it feel heavy? Does it feel light? Whatever it is, what is it to you? Make it as real as possible. This light is filling you. Now it's literally at your torso, and it's just filling you. So what is this light that's spinning within you, and it's expanding? This white light that's filling you, and it's just filling you, and it's touching all of your organs, all of you within you, and you can feel it kind of hit the inside, your inside. And it's touching the inside of you. And now it's filling, it's up to your neckline, and it's completely filled your whole entire being, your spirit, your physical body. And it's a very powerful light. But you feel safe, and you feel secure, and you know that everything is going to be great. You have no worries now because you have this light within you, and it feels wonderful. And now it fills your whole entire head. So now this whole light is within you, and let's keep this light within us. We're keeping this light. Now, maybe the light feels like a temperature to you. I don't know. Maybe it doesn't feel like, maybe whatever it is to you, just try to gauge what is going on with this light that's in you. Do you feel as though it's touching your skin? Can you feel it on the outside of you? Maybe it just looks like something and you can't feel anything yet. What kind of emotion do you have? Do you have any uplifting emotions? Are you feeling joy with this light within you? Do you feel it's love? Do you have more hope right now? I just have more hope. All of a sudden, I felt like this beam of hope within me. All right, so let's try to keep this light within us as long as possible, because this is how we're going to move. This is how we're going to be guided. This light within us is going to guide us. And this light within us is going to take us to another reality. It's going to take us through the portal to another reality, to the new earth. And let's try to keep this light within us. Now, it might start to dwindle. When we get off this video, you might say, oh, I don't really feel it anymore. I don't really feel the light. So try to remember it again. Try to go there again. Now, these are all suggestions. I'm just here trying to give you some healing techniques. That's what I'm all about. And I'm sending you love. All right, everyone who's been here, I'm so grateful for you. I hope you liked the video and subscribe to the channel. And I will be back again next week. And I hope you have a wonderful weekend. I hope great things. By the way, next Saturday, I don't know if it's going to be live. I'm doing that interview and it's with Athena. And it's Athena. She is consciousness. I forget her name, but she has a YouTube channel. So I'm going to be doing that. And I also did that other video, which was for that ufologist. I did that last Saturday, and I mentioned that already. And I could tell you what that video is called if you want to watch that video, because my memory is not serving me right now. I don't remember what it's called. So his channel is called Flying Chariots, The Rise. Okay, everyone, I'm spinning light, and you're in the middle of it. I'm spinning light, and you're in the middle of it, and you're making a wish. Let's make a wish. What's the grandest wish that you could ever want? What is maybe it's the end of the IRS, the abolishment of the IRS. Maybe it's all of our credit card debt's gone and our mortgages are gone, and I'll take that. That's a great wish. Are you supposed to tell the wish? Nah, I don't believe in bad luck. We all have good luck here. I'm spinning the light, and you're in the center of it, and you're making a wish. And I want good things for you, and I'm going to say goodbye. And I'm going to lift up Elsa. Elsa needs a grooming. Here, Elsa's with me today. And Elsa, say hello, say goodbye to everyone. There's little baby Elsa, who's 9 years old. I call her baby Elsa, even though she's 9. Well, everyone, I love you all. Hey, Joel Hollywood. Watch, comment on any side of sky this week. You saw a comet? Oh, by the way, we should all be looking up, because there are going to be mother ships, and they're going to come down here, and they're going to live among us. The extraterrestrials are going to live among us, right, Elsa? And then you know what? Maybe we'll take a ride in the hey, Bob Harding, thank you, spinning light. Maybe we'll take a ride in the mothership, right? The Palladians, the Andromedans, the Good Greys, the Arcturians. They're all around us. Okay, everyone, we love you. Elsa and I are saying bye. Have a great weekend. Bye.